On this episode, we'll be talking about how to build an effective Nighthaunt army without breaking the bank at the same time. 1,000 points or bust. The Nighthaunt are the souls of the dead, too evil for Sigmar and too cowardly for chaos, and Nagash, god of death, has them in his employ. Imbued with his strength, the Nighthaunt carry out his fell plans, though to what end the restless dead may not know. This particular video won't be covering tactics or recommending which faction to play, but we will be building a vanguard list that will help you get used to the way that Nighthaunt roll. Of course, you'll need the Nighthaunt Battle Tome and the Age of Sigmar rulebook to play the game. Both are available at the link down below. So before I get much further talking about Nighthaunt, let me show you these two pieces of paper that I printed out from Army Builder. Now, I'm going to take a look at that. These are all the special rules that you need to remember for the Nighthaunt. Now, some of these are specific to the units, but some of them are less specific. But let me tell you, it's a lot to keep straight. But that should not dissuade you. If you really want to play Ghosts, play Ghosts. So, there's no start collecting box, sadly. But if you are interested in getting started with Age of Sigmar in general, and you're interested in Nighthaunt, I would recommend that you pick up the Soul Wars box set, which has the updated rulebook. It has some exclusive models that aren't quite on the store shelves yet. And it's a really good way to get used to Nighthaunt as they appear, and it's a supremely good value. So first of all, we've got Reckonor the Grimhailer, who is our general in this case. He is a Wraith Wizard. He is mounted. He's got all these super special abilities with his weapon, the Fell Reaper. Reaped like corn, which means you can, not corn the chaos god, but corn as in the thing that you eat. You reroll failed hits for his weapon if the target unit has 5 or more models, which is probably something you're going to bump into a lot, given the way Age of Sigmar loves its hordes. He's got Frightful Touch, which means that for every 6 that he rolls, he gets a mortal wound out of it. He dishes out mortal wounds to cast spells. He's got all sorts of just really, really nasty tricks up his sleeve, and frankly, it's completely worth it. But because no hero stands alone, we have a group of Chain Rasp hordes to go with him. Now you're going to need 2 of these, but that's fine because you want as many of these on the battlefield as you can get because of a special rule they have called Chilling Horde. So the more models that you have in your Chain Rasp horde, you have more than 10 models, you reroll 1s to wound. It's just good. It's just effective. Everything here is terrifyingly effective. This should not shock anybody, but so we've got our 2 sets of Chain Rasps. We've got 2 sets of Grimghast Reapers, which are these guys, and they have the big scythes, and you get 20 of them too. So you're already drowning your opponent in ghostly bodies. When I was building this list, I kind of did it with the intent that you'd get as many different types of ghost models as you could get your hands on. So I put the Dreadscythe Harridans in one unit slot, and I put the Bladegeist Revenants in another slot. Now they start off with units of 5 each, but the boxes come with 10, so you can mix and match and swap when you pick these up. It's just kind of a nice little thing that you can do to get the most out of the models that you pick up. And the last thing on the list is our backup HQs is these 2 Dreadblade Harrows. Now they're not super great generals, but they are super tough, like everything in this army. Now, I believe I neglected to mention that they are ethereal and they ignore modifiers. That's for everything in the army. with the ethereal special rule, which is, in this case, absolutely everything I put on the list. So you're always going to be getting your full save, which is kind of astonishing when you think about it. So Dreadscythe Harridans have a special rule that allows them to have exploding sixes on their hand weapons, which are their scythe limbs. And on top of that, you subtract 1 from hit rolls for the attacks made by enemy models within 3 inches of this unit that have a bravery characteristic of 6 or more. So the tougher they are, the more scared they get, and that's going to be real big against things like Stormcast, who are pretty good and pretty tough, except when you specifically target the things that they're good at and make them worse at it. Conversely, the Bladegeist Revenants have Fearful Frenzy, which when they're near chain ghasts, they reroll failed hits, and then if they charge, they get an extra attack with their 2 Great Blades, which are just terrifying weapons. This is a mean army to play against, no matter what point level, no matter where you are in the game. This is a roadblock. This is a speed bump for anybody playing the game at all, really. I have not had very good luck against the Nighthaunt over the course of my attempts to play against them. And yeah, they scare the stuffing out of me. Just kind of thematically fitting, I think. So the Nighthaunt have a lot of special rules to juggle, like I showed you, but this should give you a pretty good idea of what those rules look like in practice. Between all the hordes and the teleportation, be it dropping in from wherever or being teleported around the battlefield, this is a mess to deal with in a stand-up fight with any army in the Mortal Realms. Maybe it's not super fancy, but it is full of big damage weapons and huge hordes that really make use of their unit-specific abilities. Now, this is by no means exhaustive, but it should give you an idea of just what a Nighthaunt army should look like when you're starting out. And if you go on down to our website, fantasygames.com, and check out our 1000 points or bust subcategory, you can see everything here and pick it up. Once you've gotten your head around them, you can come on back and get your paints and supplements and war scrolls to really get your game on. And when you're ready for more Nighthaunt, there are plenty more models to collect. There's everything in the Soul Wars box set, which is all very useful. There are Hex Wraiths, there's the Black Coach, there's Lady Oleander. There's a million different options for this fairly new army, and whatever you choose, it's all here at Fantasy Games. Thanks for watching.